Hello, welcome to News Center. With me, Parikshit Luthra. The Indian government has countered reports of data breach on the CoWIN portal as mischievous and without any basis. The government's rebuttal came after multiple reports flagged an alleged data breach of CoWIN vaccination data. Trinamool Congress leader Saket Gokhale had shared screenshots of the Telegram bot on Twitter. He alleged that private information of opposition leaders like P. Chidambaram, Jairam Ramesh, Derek O'Brien, Abhishek Manu Singhvi and K.C. Venugopal, among others, had been publicly disclosed and was freely available now. IT Minister of State Rajiv Chandrasekhar did concede that a Telegram bot was throwing up CoWIN app details upon entry of phone numbers. He said that the data being accessed by the bot seems to have been populated with previously breached or stolen data, which was possibly stolen in the past. Ashmit Kumar is joining us with more details on this. Ashmit, through the day, we were getting reports from the government that there has been no hacking, no unauthorized access to the CoWIN app so far. Now, the statement that is coming from the Minister of Electronics and IT, does it indicate that, yes, there was no breach right now, but yes, there was a breach in the past sometime?
Well, there are two statements here, one issued by the Health Ministry, the other one by the Minister of State for Ministry of Electronics and IT. We'll have to read both of them together to get an answer to that question. Firstly, as far as the Health Ministry press release is concerned, well, for one, they point out, and they say it in as many words, that these reports that are surfacing, which talk about a data breach, are without basis and are quote-unquote mischievous in nature. That's the language used. Further, the Health Ministry goes on to say that there are sufficient safeguards. There has been no breach of the CoWIN database. That's being put on record. There is no breach that has taken place. Thirdly, the Health Ministry goes on to suggest that there are enough safeguards and security measures that have been deployed and remain in force, which will protect the database, and therefore there has been no adversarial action detected by such scanners and by such measures. That's number three. Number four is, the Health Ministry points out, is that there is no public API available for sourcing such data without an OTP mechanism. So the question of feeding in a phone number and the data coming out, the Health Ministry says, is simply not happening. And finally, the Health Ministry says that they've referred this case to CERT-IN, and that CERT-IN will be submitting a report in this matter. Now, in part, that was also corroborated by the Minister of State, Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar. He issued a statement via a tweet where he said that, yes, there has been no breach of the CoWIN system. He also went on to say that as far as the current structure is concerned, it is secure, it is safe, that CERT-IN has reviewed and responded to such reports. But importantly, he pointed out that, yes, he conceded that there is, in fact, data that was thrown up by this bot on a Twitter, on a Telegram group. And importantly, he said that the data being thrown up was data that was compromised and that was leaked earlier, that data that was stolen earlier. Now, what exactly is he referring to? Now, there were reports in the month of June of 22, as well as in December of 22, that there was data being leaked online, there was data that was being sold online. And on both those occasions, the Health Ministry had responded by saying that these reports are not tenable and are without basis. So again, the question mark now raises as to what this previously stolen data constitutes and whether it was available through this bot on Telegram.
Right. And just staying with this story, Ashmit, because this is indeed important. It is a question of privacy as well. What happens now? Is the investigation now over? We were hearing that different ministries, different authorities are going to be looking into the matter. Is there now going to be a full-fledged investigation? Will there be a full report submitted to the government?
Well, the first port of call for both the Health Ministry in this case as well as the MeitY would be the Emergency Response Team, or as we commonly know as CERT-IN. CERT-IN normally takes cognizance of a matter when it is referred to by another government agency and subsequently, after initial investigation, submits a report. So that will be the big takeaway now as to what the CERT-IN findings are. But as of right now, both the Minister of State for Ministry of Electronics and IT as well as the Health Ministry seeking to assure that there is no breach. But that, of course, matter has been referred now to the CERT-IN.
All right. So the Health Ministry saying that this is indeed a mischievous report, and the Minister of State for Electronics and IT saying that possibly this could have been data being thrown up again because of a breach that happened in the past. So let's see what happens as far as that final report goes. But for the moment, the government saying that the CoWIN app has not been compromised. Let's focus on the other